What's going on with the people tuning in with Shock with the Facts? Pretty much just here. I'm pretty sure that people already heard certain things and seen certain things, but I'm here to construct it with other perspectives for those who don't really understand, to get a deeper and more of a better understanding in a simplest way, but also not simple, just depending on where you're at. But I wanted to show what Black Lives Matter really is. Where's the donations going to? Because a lot of people I see are still posting these things for Black Lives Matter and donations. In reality, um, you're being psyoped. Your money is being stolen and deceived in the way and attention that you are trying to support a solitude in the black community, but in reality, that black community is just an image to receive certain funds from a 503(c) trust, non-for-profit, charitable. So let me go check this up real quick. Let me short this out, and I want people to know that anyone but only to arise one's awareness for one to think for themselves. That's the main thing. I want people to learn to think for themselves, to think, ask questions. It's not wrong to ask questions, y'all. All right, so we just gonna go. We just gonna go. Let me see. We're gonna go to the Black Lives Matter charitable network. All right, charitable network. Oh, my Wi-Fi tripping. Hold on. I'm on the wrong one. And there it goes. All right. So first of all, I want to explain the deception of the eyes. Majority of the time, we see black. We see black people, right? Solitude. There ain't one white individual in here, which we know that there's other individuals protesting out there. Black Lives Matter. Look, Black Lives. But look at this. Act Blue. Two different things. People are thinking that they're donating to this. But let me break it down. Let me break it down. These are acts and condition of Acts Blue, not Black Lives Matter. Right? So first off, I want to show that this campaign is for political contributions are governed by campaign finance laws. So listen, y'all. This is not Black Lives Matter. They don't care about a black life, all right? They just care about the minority because they know it's more minorities than they are them, and they need us to keep them in power, but they need us to be dumbed down and stupid like how they had been continuing to brainwash our generations, all right? Also, I need you to see this. Donations to charities, 501c3 organization, and social welfare groups. You see this, y'all. And 501c4s are not subjected to any contribution limits. You may make unlimited donation to these groups on the site. Now, we break it 503(c). They're no different from a church. They're no different from a body of a trust where two or three come together and create a trust. Now, this is every day and how we live in life. This is contract law. Understand that the church building is not the church, that the church is actually you. That the church is actually you. And upon this, that they are working with a government. These are working with governments. I'm going to show, hold on real quick. A 501(c), y'all. 501(c), organization, Internal Revenue Services. Remember, all majority corporations under Caesar have to go through the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, basically to be registered under Caesar. Now, as you see, exemption requirements. The 503 organizations, pastors, and everybody that are entitled to the overseer of this body of trust is actually an IRS agent, and they actually preach and they actually dumb us down as the people to take control of our assets and our mind. So As you can see, it could be tax exempt under 501c3. Internal Revenue Code and organization must be organized and operate exclusive for exempt purposes. You know, faith purposes, religion purposes, things of that nature. Also more, but also it may not attempt to influence legislation and substantive parts of activities, participate in campaign activity against political candidates, which we know this is what happens because I'm going to show you that these organizations was being used by the Joe Biden, Hillary, and all the Democrats' campaigns that was trying to run for president this year as well as years before. Now, there's a difference between a 503(c), that's your option under Caesar, but there's a 508(a), which is a private, a free church, one that can be free whatever they want to be and are not restricted from speech and restricted from saying certain things in the public because they are now tied with the government and the government is to govern. So when you become one in contract with the government, now one has oversee and govern over your policies and organizations. So therefore, you are exempt in exchange of privileges to keep us dumbed down. Now, one may see, well, what do we need to do? Well, I'm going to show you this real quick. All right. Don't whine my little baby. She out there with a dog. She just want her pops. A 508, check this out. A 508(c)(a) faith organization is a religious nonprofit tax-exempt organization. It is separate and distinct from a 501(c) charity and uncorporated FBOs. The 508(c)(1) is applicable in all 50 states and recognized internationally under the Hague Convention of United States Charter. And the Hague Convention is basically a contract of basically not selling people. All right, because America sells labor. They using children, they're using us as assets. So I wanted to come over here. I know we started on the Black Lives Matter, but I had to come over here and explain what Black Lives Matter actually is and is at the front of a trust and for them to profit and gain off our ignorance. But the thing is that the 508 is better than a 503(c) because it's private. It is unincorporated. It is not registered with any government or state officials. It's only registered between you and the two people that had created it. All right, created the church. When there's two or three more in the presence, well, two or three more got together to come to a contract agreement and could trade a trust, which would be the body of the church, and you are to oversee what goes on in that church in the. It get deep, y'all, and there's layers to the onion, and there's. This also goes from spiritual principles to banking to commerce to everything. And this I'm gonna explain all this through certain videos. But back to this real fast, y'all, because I gotta get back to this. So as you can see, the Black Lives Matter comes through the fine print. You can read all these policies and all that. You know they're not black, all right, or colored or native. I don't even like saying using black because black is a legal status. And a matter of fact, watch this, y'all. Let me see if I can find it real quick because I would like to show you this definition. Which one was it under? Because there was a couple of them. What dictionary? Oh, let me on. I know this is a human being. Let me show you the definition of a human being. Okay. This must be being. That's the wrong one, man. Hold on, y'all. Everything must not got downloaded. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go. Let's go. Let me see the 4. That's not even what I'm looking for, y'all. But I'm just gonna go to the black law. Alright, this is the full black law. I do have Black's Law too, y'all. 1 through 7, and I'm missing 8, but I have 9. So I got 8 of them, but I'm missing 8. Let me see. Black. L. All right, let's see what black is in here. Let's see what the definition of black is in Black's Law. Black war. It's always good to look at black Muslims. This one's look black Muslims. This is another thing. There's no such thing as black Muslims. I already had this perspective, but look, black Muslims, an organization of American Negroes founded in Detroit in 1930 by an American Negro, calling himself Muhammad Elijah to the traditional Quran, and founders added to the doctrine of black supremacy and proclaimed the desirable maintaining. That's how you know it's fake. It was an organization. There ain't no black Muslims. Actually, it came from the KKK. The crescent moon and the crescent star was a symbol for the KKK that was given to these black sellout Negroes. So, of course, the KKK wasn't going to use it. They gave it to them, and then they trapped the people in that way. Yeah, Louis Farrakhan and all them soft-ass niggas. But back to this. I'm going to get back to the black and white pill when I go through it, because I don't want to lose y'all. So, I want to go to... right here, Open Secrets. You go to Open Secrets and look up a lot of. You can look up a lot of companies and look at their shit. It's a lot of political stuff, political figures, political organizations. So I'm gonna click on the first one. You see everything pop up. You go and learn about a lot. But right, look, I want to look at donors. Look at the donors though. You know, you got these donors. There's a lot of donors. It's a lot. But look at this. Look at this. This is going to blow your mind if you haven't already seen it. So the money, if you donate to the Black Lives Matter or anything of this psyop, this is where majority of it went, or most likely it went to this. You paying somebody's rent, utility, office expenses, administrative travels, data technology, event expenses, food, campaign events, activities, campaign mailings, and you gotta think, campaign expenses? What does Black Lives Matter got anything to do with campaign? What does black people got to do with anything with campaign expenses? I didn't know that there was a political figure out there trying to run for something. But look, contributions, federal candidates, and this is 10 figures. This ain't 7 or 8. This is 3, 6, 9, 10. Come on, y'all. This is a lot of money. Yeah. Now look, fundraisings, media, like what does this got to do with broadcasting ads and web ads and salaries? What does this really got to do with the community to change? What does this really got to do with us changing in our community? It's like all these donations that people give, why not give it to the real community and people come together in the community and build something and do right for its own community? It's like there's all these neighborhoods. Everybody in the neighborhood comes together, a piece of $100. Say there's 50. Just say there's 50 people drop 100. Do the math. I don't think I gotta do the math. 100 people drop 100. Double up. What can you create? How much does land cost? Who knows how to do construction? Who knows how to do plumbing? These are the things that people really can do in the community instead of giving out to these politicians. Why do you think you need to be governed? Because we Well, I do, but a lot of people, sheeple, do not have the ability to use one's mind and thinking patterns for oneself to create one's imagination. But back to this. Look at it, y'all. Look, these are the top 10 ranks. Bernie for 2020. Biden for president. And look at the top. Look at the money. Look at it. I'm not making this up, y'all. I'm not making this up. Aiming for America. Friends of Andrew Yang. Like, bro. Fuck Black Lives Matter. The Black Lives Matter does not exist. It does not represent the people. Black does not represent the color of the history of the people. Y'all need to stop playing. And if y'all continue on this black shit, or I'm looking at you as an op. I'm looking at you as an agent. I'm looking at you as to bring the people down. I'm looking at you as a weak spirit that needs to get out to you, and you're holding the transit of the world back. We need to go forward. And you don't see none of these super black elites, sold out house niggas out here trying to gain the consciousness of the people and show them the right way. Where are these people at? Usually after these deaths, they're out there in the churches and they doing their thing, and you feel me? Where are they at? Who's gonna speak up? It needs more than one, and I'm willing to step up. I know I'm willing to step up and speak and use my knowledge and perspectives to help one gather one's own self. And that's the thing. I need people to think for themselves. I want people to get their power back, to understand who they are. It never was about color, y'all. It's deeper than the color. And I'm gonna have a little lecture or something on the beginning. Like, I'm gonna go all the way to the beginning and relate how the beginning still exists now and correlate. But this is the main aspect. Hey, get out, please. Hold on, almost done. So, with that being said, I hope everybody's eyes are open to a point to understand and think for themselves and really be like, you know what? The Democrats always got to bring up some racist shit. You know, Hillary got to bring up the hot sauce. You know, Joe Biden got to say, if you ain't black, you ain't really black, you ain't voting for me. They've been, you know, Hillary Clinton brought up Obama birth certificate, and that's false. And that whole thing, Obama is not American, and this is the only reason why they could be the president of the lower major, because there's different majors of the United States, and there's different presidents. There's already been women presidents. There already been black presidents in the continental. Depending, if you guys saw Judge Kavanaugh for other Supreme Court rulings, they're not using the amity law flag with the war flag with the yellow fringes around it. That's military. That's international. We talking about the peace flag, the real flag that's behind going downwards with the stars to the left. You know what I'm saying? Or stars to the right. Like, we talking real shit. There's different presidency. Y'all still U.S. debtor slaves, and people are still slaves. Abraham Lincoln never released the slaves, but I'm gonna do some more shit on that. This is just the first video. I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna slow it down more, and I'm gonna just do my thing. And I appreciate those who want to learn or want to wake up, do research yourself, you know, correct me as I'm wrong. You know, I'm trying to give information where it truly comes from the heart. And I'm not trying to lead no one down the wrong path, but only lead them to their own water for they could lead themselves. So with that being said, shocked with the facts, loyalty and respect, we're going to keep it moving.